very strange thing. I did try filming a video on Ariela's Scorsella, or whatever the hell her last name is. Honestly, I don't really care about her, so why would I remember her name? I tried doing that, but my video, for some strange reason, my audio corrupted near the end of that, so I literally don't know if like my headphone wasn't working. So I'm not entirely sure if there's audio in a certain part of that video, or how much of the audio is gone. I haven't checked yet. So rather than filming another video where I'm just reacting to more fucking annoying people, I thought I'd react to even more annoying people, or sometimes annoying people. We'll see what happens. Am I the asshole Reddit? Yes, I fucking know. I'm such a cliche. But yes, I am not looking forward to this. First one. Am I an asshole for getting high so my relatives don't try to pawn their children on me? I mean, depending on the person, but so far, not an asshole. We'll see. Okay. I live in British Columbia, and my family often hosts our home because we live, hosts at our home because we live on a lake. Okay. Well, honestly, houses on lakes are pretty nice. However, I seem to always get roped into watching the kids. Ooh, okay. Which means I don't get to enjoy my life when we have guests. I mean, depends if you're a kids kind of person. If you're not a kids person, I can understand. My husband will drink beer with his brother, and my dad and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law will go out to winery visits. We'll go on winery visits. Oh yeah, the fact that I know what those little shorts mean. Yeah. I didn't think I would know that, and then I just read it like it was nothing. And I end up at the house responsible for my nieces and nephews. Oh, that's okay. Okay. That's that's singling someone out a bit there. Also, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I'm going to assume that because it says husband and just stereotypically here that they're roped into watching the children, I'm gonna have to say that um, it's a wife, but I could be very wrong because that's me being stereotypical, but at the same time accurate. So last weekend I made sure I was high as fuck when they showed up. Go for it. My husband and his brother had to watch the kids because I was in no condition. Their mom is pissed at me because she trusts me to make better choices. I told her that my free time is valuable and I wasn't free childcare. I mean, accurate. My husband already had a few, so his brother had to stay sober. Poor baby. I don't understand why people have this thing about like you can't drink alcohol or like be under the influence of anything in front of a child. Like, because it depends how young the children are. But if they're like babies, their parents should be looking after them anyway. If they're not babies, is there really a problem with being like obviously don't be hammered in front of them, but like drunk? I don't think that's like a little drunk. I don't think that's a problem. Or like having fun with like drinking or being slightly high in front of a child. As long as the child doesn't actively know that's how you are, I don't see how that's a problem. But I told her that my free time is valuable and I wasn't free childcare. I mean, would I do it? Probably not, but okay. My husband thinks I should have tried talking to them again for the 50th, 50th, or 50th, 15th. I'm gonna go with 15th time instead of getting fucked up. No. Your husband should be standing up for you. Kick him to the curb, honey. I think they now know better than to not ask me even if I want to watch the kids. Exactly. They're not asking you, so they shouldn't just assume that you would be okay with watching them. I really hope people are going with you're not the asshole here. I don't think you're the asshole. Okay. Okay, this is a comment to it. OP has offered an explanation as to why they think they might be the asshole. I got high, so my in-laws had to watch their own children during a visit to my home. I might be the asshole because I know they count on me to be a responsible one who will make sure their kids don't drown or something. But that's not your responsibility. Like, I need to look at some of these comments because I'm genuinely Sorry, you can clearly say I don't do this. Not the arsehole, and your hubby is a bigger asshole. He was just as happy with the previous scenario because he still got to drink and socialize while you were the one being held hostage to the expectation of forced babysitting duties. Exactly. Your hubby's only pissed now because he has to do the same job. It's like, okay, if you don't want to do the job, well, guess what? They don't want you to do the job either. Like, they don't want to do the job. Like, he didn't even remain sober to help you watch his nieces and nephews. He held the exact same expectation as his family that he could drink and smoosh? I don't know what that word is. I know roughly what it means though. While you chase the kids. And isn't he such a great guy to bring a babysitter for the family? He got all the benefits and goodwill of doing a family a favour while you were stuck with the actual work of it. He should have put a stop to it from day one, and if it was the one who stuck with the kids from the beginning, he would have. The sister-in-law who thinks the original poster, who who isn't a parent of these kids, will make better choices. The actual parent is pretty high up there in the arsehole stakes. Definitely not the arsehole. Thank you. Like the parent that thinks that they need to make better choices. How about you actually parent your children? Don't have children if you plan on just going to like parties and like pushing them off onto somebody else. Like no, you had those children. It is your responsibility to raise them. OP's not the asshole here, man. Not to mention in that because smoking cannabis is bad as controlled as drinking, so why can the significant other make better choices? If getting high is so bad, so is getting drunk. OP is definitely not the asshole. Yo, I would have to agree with them there. The OP is definitely not the asshole. Whoopsie. It appears I accidentally got out of the whole Reddit. I'll cut this whole part. Okay, sorry, you might have realized there's a little cut there just then. I fucked up a little bit. But am I the asshole for putting out my neighbor's fire with my garden hose while we were on a fire ban? Okay, the update is just for context. Our sky is literally orange and filled with smoke already. There are weather alerts for smoke pollution, etc. Okay, I'm starting to think that like from the title, not depends on whether or not you've said something to them first. If you told your neighbors, hey, it's a fire ban, we're not supposed to be having fires, could you by any chance put it out maybe? And they say no, or they get angry with you, then that's that's fine. But like from this right here, you're kind of sounding like a little bit of a Karen. I know that like it's not a I know that like fire and like neighborhood fires and like fires in general that tear through things that are insanely important. Um, is like a big deal. But like attacking certain things like this does more harm than good. Our entire area is on an extremely strict fire ban. I was out watering my garden once the sun went down, and my neighbor was out lighting up a campfire. I yelled over and told him that we were on a fire ban, as if he didn't know our entire area is covered in smoke from the fires. Huh? There's other fires and you're on a fire? That doesn't make any sense. Wait, is that like a fire ban of like they're burning something off, so you need to have a fire ban? I think that's what this means up here. But I can understand why, like, oh, if it's like if they're burning off something, but like it doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'll understand more later on. And he yells back that it's contained and we're not in a forest, so who cares? I mean, if he has the like ability to contain it if it becomes out of control, leave him do it. But that sentence seems a little assholey. So I took my hose and soaked his entire fire pit and all the wood I could see. You're seeing this reaction because I would be so pissed, but at the same time, you soaked all of the wood you could see. Now all the wood is wet and unusable until it dries off, which is going to take a really long time. You probably should have left him to his devices. Like at this point, I don't think he's going to listen to you. He started screaming profanities at me and tells me he's going to call the cops. I told him to call, as they will tell him that he was in the wrong, as we were in a fire event. There have been many homes destroyed, animals who have lost their lives, and firefighters out there who are trying their best to contain it. Why happen to open fire when it's not necessary? Because people like having fires. I'm a little nervous that there's going to be a problem. Uh, Original poster has offered following explanation as to why they think they might be the asshole. Okay. I may be the asshole for soaking his fire when I may as well have just called in on him. Yes, he's an asshole for many other reasons though, and this was just the tip of the iceberg for me. Okay, and yes, you didn't have to soak the fire, you could have just called him in. Not the asshole, but also the asshole. Not the asshole, but next time call the fire department. It's their job to take care of things like this, and you can even do it so anonymously to protect yourself in retaliation. Source: Fire Department. Thanks to the outpost maintenance for the remind everybody check the batteries and their smoke detectors. Thank you. Oh, this is oh, nice. Okay, for sure. I would have called the fire department though. Everything that's going on, I felt like take them away from the real emergencies. I could handle this myself. But that's what they're there for though. Like, even if it's not a like immediate emergency, I get it. Ooh, this one we have to watch. This one we have to read. Am I the asshole for not babysitting my ex-husband's kid? What? What? Okay, I have to read this one. Alternate account for obvious reasons. Okay. My 30 female ex. My. Oh, I'm assuming that means like that's her. She's 30 years old and female. My ex-husband, 32, male, and I have 2 children. 4-year-old male, 2-year-old female. We have been divorced for just about 6 months, and he's now expecting a baby with his new girlfriend. There was definitely some cheating going on there. If you tell a word, I've only been divorced for 6 months, and he's now expecting a baby with his new girlfriend. I highly doubt she wasn't there already. Or he wasn't trying something for a while there with somebody else. I'm admittedly not over him. Of course not. It's been 6 months. You were with him for 10 years. Sorry, I looked ahead just then and realized that, of course, she's not going to be over him. They've been divorced for 6 months and they were together for 10 years. Love sticks with you, man. We were together for 10 years, my entire adulthood. Yeah, actually, wow. I just did the math. Wow. It was and is a messy split. I'm still bitter and hurt about it, and it seems like he has completely moved on somehow. It might seem like it, but I don't know if that works. When we had our oldest, same. Either way, neither of us wanted him to be in daycare. No judgment. We just didn't feel comfortable. Each to their own. You're entirely entitled to that. Wow. Basic English, and I fuck up. So I stayed home and eventually started my own business that allows me to work 99% remotely. Nice. My parents are also local and retired and help me out as much as they can. This is so far amazing. This arrangement works for me and I get to spend time with both of my kids. Amazing. Hold on. Sorry, I just got to hear. Now ex-girlfriend's 5 months pregnant. You guys have been separated for 6. Sorry, honey, but they were already doing shit before you two got a divorce. It's not that hard to believe that. Also, why? Why? Like I feel like I can't argue with him cheating because I've been on both sides of it. Yeah, I was an asshole at one point in my life. But like when you're married to someone, like when you're like a young kid growing up, being a dickhead, that's different to like you're with someone for 10 years, you're married, you have children, and yet you cheat with someone else. It doesn't make any sense to me, but okay then. his girlfriend is now 5 months pregnant, and they get the other person pregnant. I'm sorry, I'm annoyed. They got in a huge fight because she asked him to a daycare. Okay, so that sentence didn't make any sense to me, and then I realized it actually does make sense. I was just stupid. And he said absolutely no. He wanted to stay at home with the baby. None of his kids are have to go into daycare. Admittedly, they're the ones here do suck. Fair enough. He called me to vent, and I listened to him. And then he dropped the bomb. He asked if I would be willing to take care of the baby since I'm home without her and get help from my parents. And when I have to take the kids to the office, I can because I own it. What? You did not ask your ex-wife to babysit your love child. So I know they were separated, but I know they're separated, but it in my head it's still a love child. He mentioned that I know how he feels about his kids in one of those daycares, and I sort of lost it on him. It was a year and a half of all wound up anger and hurt, and I said some nasty things that I've since apologized for. Why, bitch? Why are you apologizing? Fast forward to 3 days later, his new girlfriend pulled me to the side when I dropped off my kids to their house and asked why I was so ugly about it and why I thought my kids were better than hers. Bitch, bitch, bitch. The fuck? And why her baby doesn't deserve the same things mine got. Um, her children got raised by their mother. If you want your child to have the same thing, raise your fucking child. I never said that, and I but apologized if anything I said came off like that. I told her I'm happy for them. I'm not, but pleasantries. Love that. But it was certain but it was certainly not going to be to babysit their kid. She's a nurse, so I can get that she can't work from home and doesn't want to give up her career, but they should have thought about that. True, true. Also, wow, she's a nurse. Yeah, I take back my maybe she should become a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, don't do that. I left. I left before it blew up again. My ex called me about 2 hours later and asked me to come get the kids because he and his new girlfriend were fighting and he didn't want them around for it. Fair enough, but also maybe don't fight then. like leave it till your kids are gone. I picked them up out of I picked them up, of course, and ex texted me on the drive home and asked again if I would babysit for them for $200 a week. Bitch, at this point, I'd take it. I didn't. Okay, okay. Before, I can understand you saying no because ex's baby, kind of a bit strange, and it probably was gonna be for like free or whatever because he sounds like a bit of a stingy cunt. But now they're offering you $200 a week, bitch. Take it. At this point, bitch, take it. I said no, and he called me a bitter bitch and said I'm being an asshole because I'm hurt. Woo! A bitter bitch because she said no. That doesn't sound right, my man. So I was checking that my audio was still working because it was my like mic just made a weird noise, and I didn't want to discover it was broken. So let's get back. I said no, and he called me a bit of bitch and said that I'm being an asshole because I'm hurt. I don't see it this way at all. I reiterated that the request was absurd and I would not be talking about it anymore. This was yesterday and all day today. New girlfriend has been texting me and having her friends and family review bomb my business. Okay, that's fucked up. Like, I don't. Okay, she said no, right? A normal grown up adult would take that into consideration and go, yeah, she said no. She said no. I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna back off. You do not bombard somebody's business because they said no to you. Like that is such a childish thing to do. Like, and the fact that these people are parents is like, well, the husband's a parent already, but the fact that this girlfriend's about to be a fucking parent. Oh my god, that just irritates me on several levels. There are some people that should not have children because they are just too immature and childish for it. She is one of them. I'm not worried about it. And the family, like her friends and family, oh my god, grow up, you fucking annoyances. Okay. I'm not worried about it though. My clients know my work. Ex-husband hasn't said anything else, but has been shorter with me in our conversations about our kids. See, at least the ex-husband knows to leave the business the fuck alone. So am I the asshole for refusing to keep my ex-husband's new baby? No, you're not the asshole for not babysitting your ex-husband's child. Now I know why you think that. Okay, appears offered the following explanation. I refuse to babysit my ex-husband's new child. I might be the asshole because I have space, time, capacity, but I simply don't want to because it's not my kid. Fair enough. That is entirely fair enough. Like, entirely fair, entirely fair. Not the asshole. You are not Halifax says asshole enthusiast, lovely. You are not the asshole. You are never obligated to take care of someone else's child. Also, if you actually haven't provided services to her and her friends and family, send a cease and desist letter. It can be defamation. Ooh, shit! 100% on this. It's supremely shitty for her to be entitled to take care but adversely affect your income. This way is criminal. I can see why they're divorced, not the arsehole. So can I. Yeah, OP, thank God you got out that 10 years and were fortunate enough to start your own business, which you should listen to the comment above and send a cease and desist. Not, what, huh? Oh, I don't even know what that means. Also, even if you only work 35 hours a week for $200, we only get $5 an hour looking after his child. No means no, and it's a complete sentence. Oh, wow, I didn't do the math, but wow, yeah, that's fucked. Info also, are daycares rubbish, or is it just because the ex claims them to be rubbish? Also, why can't those bombarding your business look after the child? I also didn't think of that. If you have time to bombard this chick's page, you have time to look after your fucking like a family's fucking baby. Here's a list of reasons to get over your ex. How to look after the list of reasons my ex, but only suggestion on my part. He completely lies to his partners. He made his partner quit their successful careers. 6 months later, a divorce, has a new baby, clearly not responsible. Won't take no for an answer, another manipulating factor. Seems to have a traditional family life. A woman has to stay home with the children. Yeah. He wants to put another child in the care of your parents. He's clearly taken other people's time for granted. Entitled BS. Apparently, trash attracts trash, as his partner thinks she is also entitled to your time. He is told no, jumps immediately back to petty name calling and hurting you emotionally and mentally. I can't imagine these reviews helping your mental health. Now he's taking his anger out on your children's well-being, being a cunt in his conversations. Is that what you mean? I guess yesterday he sent home to take care of the child so his girlfriend could pursue his career. Dude needs a vasectomy. Also, dude needs to hire a nanny with full benefits. Bro, that one, I was expecting that one to be juicy, and it delivered. That one definitely delivered. Would I be the asshole if I got around to my brothers and sister-in-laws and buy my nephew the Lego room after they originally returned? After he returned his one, it was returned after my nephew refused to build it with his profoundly mentally disabled sister. I don't want to touch this one. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to read this one because I feel like I'd be attacking somebody in the wrong instance there. But just from that sentence, you're not the technically you are the asshole for going around your brother, but your nephew, by the sounds of this little snippet I've read here, because I accidentally read it. Yeah, I'm not touching that one because I'm starting to think the nephew's a bit of a cunt, but I don't want to say that based on like how young is the nephew? Does it say anywhere how young he is? Oh, 14. Okay, yeah, I can call him a cunt then. he's he's a grown up child. Okay. Am I the asshole of telling my former father-in-law that he can't buy complainants? Hold on, does that mean that like compliance? Okay. We're reading that one and also this one. Am I the asshole for not lying to my dad-in-law about my postpartum weight loss? Both of these. We're reading both of these, but we're gonna start with this one. Okay. My ex asked me fairly last minute to change the custody arrangements for the summer. Her father wants to take her and the kids overseas, but the days would overlap with my days. I already have plans made, including some other things that I have paid for. Her father called me after that, after I told her no and offered to pay me to change my plans. I still said no. One of the days he wants me to seed is one of my children's birthdays. What? I have already planned a celebration and want the celebration to happen. He said they'll celebrate the birthday on the trip and it'd be more fun for everybody. He also said that I could use my money to do something cool with the kids. I still said no. My ex told the kids about the trip and some of them want to go and are upset with me. The older understand and are fine with the plans remaining. I think the younger kids can't see the bigger picture. I just hate disappointing them. Am I being an asshole? No, you're not. The father-in-law and the ex are being the asshole. Wow. And the fact that she's using manipulation by telling the kids, hey, we want to go on this trip, but your mom doesn't, but your dad doesn't want us to because he's got plans with you and it's on you and it's on his days. Like, no, that is such emotional manipulation and blackmail. Don't use the children. Oh my god. And the fact that he thinks that he can pay her and it'll just be all over. Like, no, she wants to. Sorry, I keep saying she because I keep forgetting that this is from the father's point of view. The father wants to spend time with his goddamn children. Let him spend time with his children, especially a birthday. Like, you can't just like re-celebrate a birthday. Like, a birthday, like that specific aged birthday, only comes once in that human being's life. Agree to do something together. Okay. My ex, her father, and our youngest kids want to go on a trip. I might be the asshole for saying no. You are absolutely not the asshole for saying no. You want to spend time with your children. You want to spend a birthday with your children, and their children, and your children should have their father and their mother for their birthday. But if you two cannot spend time together, that is perfectly fine. You do not owe anybody an explanation for saying no to that trip. If it is on your days, you're entitled to your children. She can get the fuck over it. She and her father can get the fuck over it. Not the asshole. Why can't ex and father change their plans? Probably because last minute, which is not original poster's problem, not the asshole. Exactly. Okay. Sounds like the rich grandpa trying to buy the grandkids happiness and basically try to turn them against the other parent. Accurate. Open. You are not. Original poster. You are not being selfish. And besides, you had an agreement with your ex, and although some custody change over time, both parties, it doesn't sound like it's fitting you, so please stay strong. Not the asshole. It was really crappy of your ex father-in-law to tell the kids about the trip before having permission, so they'd be disappointed. It's also crap of your ex and father-in-law to plan the trip during your days and during one of your kids' birthdays. They can take trip on any of their days. They need to realize it's not about the money. I'm also saying a lot of like he did it on purpose or they did it on purpose and shit like that. If the ex-wife or ex-father-in-law have dual citizenship, they might actually be trying to kidnap the kids and keep them in one country that OP can't get them back from. Whoa. I didn't think of that one. That's fucked up. If that was actually what was happening, that's fucked up. Now let's do this one. Am I the asshole for not lying to my dad-in-law about my postpartum weight loss? Let's go! Alright, let's go. My son, 27, and his wife, the same age, so 27, had a baby 4 months ago. I recently went over to see them, and they seemed a bit tense. But what new parents aren't? Exactly. So anyway, my dad-in-law asked me how long it took to lose my weight and get back to normal. Ow! Jesus. So that word normal in that context. Okay. Anybody who's just had a baby, right? The weight you have after you have a baby and the weight you had before, both of those are normal. Right? They're normal. Why? Because they're situational weights. Like you had a baby 4 months ago. Of course, you'd be bigger than you were before you got pregnant. You stupid idiots. Like, oh my god. Some people are stupid. I said that I wore my normal clothes home and never really gained much weight with any of my pregnancies. My mother was the same as my daughter's. Then she asked if I really wore makeup home. I asked why she was asking. but she insisted on an answer. Wait, DL. Oh, daughter-in-law. I thought it was dad-in-law, but it's daughter-in-law. Okay, whoops. I fucked up. It's daughter-in-law. All right. Sorry. I'm getting used to these like lettering systems. I'm sorry. I was trying to look at why it kept saying she, but I got it. It's daughter-in-law. Okay. So is there an answer? So I said yes. She ran off crying. I asked my son what the fuck was going on. He said she saw some pictures and didn't believe it was him as a baby. It must be your niece because it was impossible. Apparently, he said, obviously, it's not possible. You're looking at the picture. So she had been snotty about it, and we decided it was best to leave it. Oh, so the daughter-in-law found a photo of the mother-in-law wearing makeup at home, holding her, her husband as a baby? Okay. Later, her mother decided to call me and tell me I should not go over there till I apologize, and told her I'm not apologizing for telling the truth. She told me I'm a bitch and hung up. My husband thinks this is ridiculous, but my daughter-in-law is still mad. My son ended up staying here last night because she was insinuating that I must have done drugs to keep that skinny. Whoa! He's back there because my daughter called and said he was asking to stay there for a while. It's a mess. I don't want to apologize. Am I the asshole? ETA, the pictures were in a baby book, scrapbook my eldest made. My son just didn't show her the pics. Didn't just show her the pics. Oh wow. Um, am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. You told the truth to your daughter-in-law, and not everyone's body looks the exact same after pregnancy. I can understand when the daughter-in-law's maybe a little bit upset because like maybe she's like dealing with like weight loss, like with like pregnancy weight and like postpartum weight. But that's no reason to throw it in your face. Um, like everyone's body's different. And maybe also because it could have just lied or just apologized and maybe end this nonsense. No, absolutely not. You didn't do anything wrong, therefore why should you apologize? Question: what comments has your son been making about her post-pregnancy body? Why did he show her the photos? He didn't. She found them. She found the photos, so it's possible because his mother did it. I don't. Is that what he said? No, that's not what he said, right? Where is that part? Oh, as the time was going, he said she saw some photos and didn't believe it was him as a baby. Oh, because she was flat. Oh, okay, yeah. Must have been a niece because it was impossible. Apparently said, obviously, it's not impossible. You're looking at the picture. Yeah, oh, that's not being an asshole. That's just going, well, obviously, it's possible because you're staring at a photo of me with my mother after I was born. So clearly, her being that skinny is possible. It had nothing to do with attacking. I'm gonna go with not the asshole. And everyone in the comments attacking the son. I don't understand why. The the wife or the daughter-in-law and that woman's mother are kind of not being great people right now. Are not being great people at all. Ooh, ooh, no, I've just stumbled across one. Am I the asshole for not stopping my daughter asking her fertile aunt why she doesn't have kids? How old is the child? How old is the child? Before I make any assumptions based on that comment, I'm going to need to know how old the child is. If the child's like an age where the child would know better, okay, I see it. But if the child's like at a teenage age of not knowing any better, I mean, they gotta learn somewhere. And as long as they're respectful about why they're saying it, like, I don't see a problem with it. But my sister-in-law, Elle, was in her late 40s, doesn't have children. I know bits from my mother-in-law that they had fertility issues, and she was very upset about it. Upset. upset about it. I don't know if she authorized her mother to tell us anything. Oh, she said yes. Okay. Like told. Like, I don't know if the mother-in-law was supposed to say anything. She probably fucking wasn't, because that's just typically what it's like. They like to gossip within families. Well, in general, that's like family setup is you gossip amongst family. That's why you typically, if you have information you don't want the family, like someone in the family to know, don't tell anybody associated with that family or that regularly talks to that family member, because that family member will find out. She has never directly talked to me and my husband, her brother, about it. Okay, well, I can imagine why she wouldn't talk to her brother about it. But yeah, I can also kind of understand it. It depends how close you guys are. When a new family pregnancies are announced, it must hurt, but she's generally congratulatory and warm. Well, yeah, she probably thinks she's not going to get mad about it. It's not anybody's fault. We have two kids, and my sister-in-law is a great auntie to them. Yeah, of course she is. Due to distance, they don't see each other often, but when they do, she spoils them, plays games with them, and shows an interest in their lives. They rightly adore her. That could also be because she can't have children of her own, so she's being as like wonderful in the lives of the children she has access to. Because if she can't have children herself, she's not going to be a cunt to the children she's around. Because it's, I think in her mind sometimes it can be like, if I can't have children but the people around me can, that's clearly the way it was supposed to be. Therefore, why would I demolish my chances of being good to the children around me when I can just act like a parent to the other kids, rather than like without the um like disciplining them and whatnot. My 13-year-old female, the daughter is 13, okay, has recently started asking why Auntie Elle doesn't have her own kids, as she's so nice. I've kept pretty vague, but she's becoming persistent. I don't want to break I don't want to break her confidence. Oh, you don't want to say anything. I say I don't know. She says she will ask her. I tell her not to. She might be upset. She says, well, she can just have some then. Yeah, see what I mean? They don't know. They don't know what they're on about. Like, they don't know what they're asking about. That's why they're asking. They're curious. And the more you tell them, I don't know, or anything of that nature, I would say just ask her. Maybe you should ask her yourself in private. You know, because then you're not breaking confidence, and yeah, it might upset her, but if the daughter asks in a respectful manner, I don't see what the problem is. We have a row, rinse and repeat. A row? A row? Oh, a little fight, okay. My husband and I discussed it, and I wonder whether my daughter may have heard something. No, she's probably just curious of, oh, these people have kids, these people have kids. Why doesn't my auntie have any kids? It's probably just childhood curiosity. Elle and her husband have just been in the area and came to dinner with us. Oh no. It was nice until my daughter asked her why she didn't have any kids. Oh, I hope her daughter said that in a very nice fashion, not an assholey fashion. Um, that's why she didn't have kids. I didn't really know what to do, but glared at daughter and told her not to be rude. True. I would have handled it that way, but Elle said something vague about things not always happening, how you expect. Daughter pushed it further and then said about me telling her but not to ask me because I'd be upset. Oh, about her. Wait, about the mother telling the daughter not to ask, but like her telling her what was going on but not to ask because it might upset them. What? Okay, this kid is fucking. Either this kid doesn't understand or this kid's borderline evil. Implying I'd said something to her. Elle said something else vague. I can't imagine this conversation's going to go down well. When kids had gone, Elle made a comment about being the topic of conversation in our house. I said that kids do this sometimes and apologized. Elle clearly thought I had been gossiping about her, which I get from how my daughter's comments were based. Exactly, and was visibly upset. They left soon after dinner. I feel bad, but I'm not sure what I should have done. Am I the asshole? No, no, you're not the asshole. Your daughter should have handled that better, but in hindsight, you should have taught your child how to handle that situation better. And the auntie should have just answered the question, because I get it's a difficult question, but tiptoeing around it doesn't make the question any easier. Just rip the band-aid off, answer the question, and the child knows, and the child won't like push any further into the conversation. She's pushing because she wants an answer, because she's curious. She has a question in her head, and the question's not going to go away until she gets an answer. That is why she's continually pushing. If you just answer the question will go away, and they will leave you alone about the question. Let's see what someone said. Has offered a following explanation. My daughter has clearly hurt her auntie, and I might be the asshole because I didn't shut her down more firmly when she started broaching this topic. No, 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 no. You're not the asshole for not shutting her down. Okay, that's not. No, no. You don't shut down your daughter's curiosity about a certain topic. Okay, because why? What is the problem with your daughter knowing that the reason her auntie doesn't have children is because she has fertility problems? Where's the harm in her knowing that? She's old enough to understand what that means. Why are we gatekeeping this fucking kid? Okay, yeah, you're the what? 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 Okay, do I have a different opinion on this? Yeah, you're the asshole. Sorry, your daughter is 13. She should know by now what boundaries are. Yeah, but she doesn't know she's crossing a boundary. That was really rude, especially since she kept at it. Oh my god, do we not understand? Children, do we not understand what we were like when we were teenagers? Should have told your daughter that not all women have children for various reasons. It's nobody's business as to why. It's not something you ask about. Huh? Yeah, you should have told your daughter that not all women have children for various reasons, and it's typically not anybody's business as to why, but it's not that it's not something you ask about. If you you don't just come right out and like, hey, why don't you have children? You approach them privately and go, hey, I have a question that I would like to bring forth to you. I want to know if it's something you're comfortable answering. Then you ask the question, and if they're not comfortable answering it, you shut it down. That's how you handle that situation, or you handle it in the way I described earlier. But you, they're not the asshole for the fact that they're hitting this. Okay, my sister-in-law can't either, and my daughters were young. I would make sure they don't ask that. At 13, there's no way they'd ask that. And for that matter, any woman, you just don't ask. But why are you not allowed to ask? Why is there a stigma around asking? The stigma only makes the situation worse, but okay. Yeah, original poster all shrugs. What can I do? She could have raised her daughter to know better and do better. You cannot raise a child out of curiosity. I'm sorry. You cannot raise your child not to be curious about something. All I'm getting from this is bad teaching, is bad parenting skills. Well, what can she do? She outright says that her and her daughter have argued about this before. Told her daughter not to ask. Original poster doesn't know all the details about sister-in-law's situation. She even told her daughter that asking could upset sister-in-law. Exactly! What could the mother have done differently in that situation? Given this certain situation. She could have said maybe that she didn't want kids, maybe that she couldn't have them due to infertility. Exactly! She could have explained that it's not their business. And if she asks that it's infertility, the aunt would probably be upset. This was a teaching moment. Mum failed. No, she didn't necessarily. Yeah, no, she failed. No, she failed, but also, like, you know, sometimes that's just how life works. You gotta make a few mistakes before you can get back up again. I think this is gonna be the last one. Am I the asshole for not telling my roommates that I'm married? Let's find this one out. So my roommates found out my big secret with a trademark. Love that. I've been renting a house with 3 other girls, Stacy, Lynn, and Rebecca. We are currently in year 1 of a 2-year lease together. Honey, you're married and living with someone? Not living with who you're married with? Oh. Okay, and have always gotten along. A few weeks ago, I found some pictures from my wedding, and I was so happy about that I posted them. A few hours later, my Facebook notifications were blowing up, and I had several missed calls from my roommates. Oh, I didn't realize this, but they somehow didn't know and they were not happy. Isn't that information you would know if you are following your partner? If you're following your friend on Facebook or any social media, really, it would be insanely obvious that they have a partner. Just say. I don't understand this. They said that I lied to them by bringing another roommate in and have completely changed the dynamics of the house. I haven't, though. My husband and I got married at 18 before I even started college. For practical reasons, we decided not to live together until I finished school and had given him a chance and had some chance to gain some work experience. Okay, perfect, perfect. They're not bringing another roommate in. They're not completely changing the dynamics of the house because I think these roommates are under the impression that you just got married, not that you got married a little while ago, that you just got married. And they're automatically jumping to the conclusion that you posted married, like photos from your wedding because you just got married all of a sudden. Oh my god, wow, you got married out of the blue. Oh my god. And now we have another roommate moving in. No, you guys are jumping to several conclusions before you have all the information. Kind of similar to what I'm doing now. I've never had him visiting me any more than the other roommates have had an overnight guest. Ooh, okay. I also lived with Stacy and Rebecca during college, and quite honestly, they had men over way more than he was ever there. Ooh, fair enough. Even now, while we do spend all of his leaves together and I make trips out as often as possible, it would never be anything that would violate a standard lease. They say it doesn't matter because he had a legal right to live here, and I just blindsided them with that. He has a legal right to live there if he chooses to, but clearly he's chosen not to, and they're under the impression, and they've made it very clear that they're not. So I don't understand. I don't understand. Putting them in an awkward position. Rebecca's parents are mad that I was ever living with them because I'm in a different state, in a different life stage. I didn't. What? People can be in different stages of life and live together. This is fucking delusional behavior. They obviously know that she's the only person I have a romantic relationship with. They know I take long trips to see him and talk to him as much as possible. I wear a wedding ring, I just don't make announcements. How stupid are these fucking people? She goes out to visit her partner. You know she has a partner. And she wears a wedding ring. How many more, like, in your faces does she have to go, hey, partner, see this wedding ring? That means I'm married. You fucking idiots. How can you live together and not see the wedding ring and know that she's in some sort of committed relationship? Whether that be engagement or wedding, like married, because it's one of the two. If the ring is on the finger, it is one of the two situations. But she is at least in some sort of serious committed relationship. How the hell? Like back when I was engaged, which yes, I don't talk about much on this channel, but I was engaged. Um, one of the one of the badder decisions I've made in my life and stupider decisions. But yeah, when I was wearing my engagement ring, not a single motherfucker didn't know I was engaged, even if they hadn't been told yet, because they saw the ring and made the assumption. Like it's not that hard to make that assumption. They're so mad at me and they don't understand. I'm not different than I was 3 weeks ago. Exactly. I don't think how I conduct my personal relationships changes anything aside from obviously having different men or women around all the time. My life isn't any different from theirs. Now they're looking into breaking the lease and I'm freaking out. Am I really the asshole here? No, and also they're breaking a lease over the fact that you're in a committed relationship with someone. The fact that they're all single sleeping people, bringing several people into the house, that's totally fine. But the second one, if you just has one person coming into the house and you're committed to that person, you're married to them, you're just not living with them, all of a sudden your personal life is their problem. What in the fuck? You're not the asshole. All of your roommates are, and if you have the option, I would be moving the fuck out of there and not speaking to any of them anymore. Because what in the fuck? Okay. I didn't tell my roommates. Hold on. I didn't tell my roommates that I'm married, which technically means that my husband could come here to live, adding another roommate without their agreement. You don't have to tell me married, which technically means that your husband could have lived there. Yes, But your husband doesn't want to. You and your husband don't want to. You don't want to live together. Therefore, that's not information you needed to relay to your roommates, as there was never going to be a chance, like a situation in which your husband would be moving and there'd be another roommate. There is not a situation or like where that would happen, as you guys have already decided he's not moving in. Like, so I don't see what the fucking problem is. You're the asshole. You didn't keep your husband a secret. They've met him. They know you travel to see him. You wear a wedding ring. Do you also wear an engagement ring? I imagine your husband wears a wedding ring. What on earth did they think your wedding ring was? They have a brain and can speak. One would think after all this time they would have asked you why you wear a wedding ring. They say it doesn't matter because he had a legal right to live here. Why do they think he has a legal right to live there? His name is on the lease. He has no more right to move in than their boyfriends do. I would say, depending on like the country or the state you're in, because in some states, regardless whether their name is on the lease, once you are married, you are legally allowed to live together without the person being in the lease. They can move into whatever house you live into. That's just how it is. I don't know if that's is that true? I don't know. It might be. Who knows? I might be fucking wrong as well. um, um, I don't know. But that's just strange to me. The fact that people are getting so grumpy about that. Yes, that's the end of that video. But wow, so many of that. I might actually film another video after this of the same thing, because I have gotten myself into a little like rut here and I don't really want to exit it. But I wonder if I can film it differently to how I just filmed it. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know that my videos have been very far between and I've been a bit out of it. Um, my apology basically explains it, where I am behind me right now. Obviously, you guys can tell it's a different space. That might also hopefully explain a little bit of as well. I am just having an interesting little while of trying to get everything together and basically get my life to a better space at the moment than it is now. My life is slowly starting to settle down a little bit, so now I'm able to make videos again. Also, I have Wi-Fi again, which is one of the main reasons that I couldn't film videos and everything, because I didn't have Wi-Fi in which to film them. Yeah, it's I'm doing good now. I'm doing good now. Sorry, I just realized that my TV was still on. It, I should have realized that throughout the entire video, but I didn't. Okay, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Very, very, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I'll see you very, very shortly. Goodbye.